Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Arabic Khatawat. In this video, we'll be joined by a few students in virtual study sessions to review Alif Baa vocabulary. Alif Baa is an introduction to Arabic letters and sounds, but before you join us, I suggest that you cover the first 6 steps in the channel of how to write and trace Arabic letters, because in these sessions we'll be focused more on the vocabulary and building sentences, which is mostly the last stages of learning Arabic in the beginning level. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy these sessions. So let's begin. Are you guys ready?
نعم.
جاهزون؟ نعم. يلا أول كلمة. Let me see. This is أول كلمة. First word. So we're going to say أول كلمة. If I try to say something, I will put it here. That way you can hear the sounds I'm saying. أول كلمة. First word. أول كلمة. So أول كلمة هي السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. Do you remember what it means, Julia?
It means greetings.
Greetings. What's the literal meaning for Assalamu alaikum?
Peace be with you.
Wonderful. And we learned before that they're in the definite article. We don't pronounce the lam. Do you remember why? We don't pronounce the lam because we have shadda on the sound that is after the lam. So every time you sound a letter stressed, like let's say sa, there are moon letters and sun letters. Moon letters and sun letters. We'll look at those words or letters later, but I just wanted to highlight this one. That way, if we're not pronouncing the lam, we know why. Moon letters and sun letters, we refer to them as huruf. Huruf for letters. Let me see. Do you see this color? Or I can make it darker. There you go. So huruf. Moon is qamar and sun is shams. So we say huruf qamariya because we're using qamar as an adjective. We're describing the huruf. So here I'll write it right here as huruf, letters, huruf qamariya. And guess what? This is really funny because when you say al-qamar, you do pronounce the lam. So any huruf qamariya, the lam is sounded. You sound the lam. And every time you say huruf shamsiya, it comes from what's shams again?
Sun.
Naam?
Sun.
Sun. Can you say shams?
Shams.
ممتاز. حروف شمسية. حروف شمسية. Julia?
حروف شمسية.
ممتاز. حروف شمسية. قمرية. شمسية. There's a shadda here. حروف شمسية. حروف قمرية. And when we say shams, we say shams. So you can see that all the huruf shamsiya, the lam here, you make the sound here, the lam here is not sounded. So it's a silent lam. Ash-shams, ash-shams. Amalia? Ash-shams.
Shams.
الشمس.
الشمس.
So you kind of blend the alif with the sheen. So you go الش.
الشمس.
ممتاز. الشمس. حروف شمسية. إيماليا.
حروف شمسية.
ممتاز. So حروف شمسية, this will tell us that every time we have greeting phrases like Assalamu alaikum, you will hear the s stressed is because of what I was just explaining here. The sounded lam and the silent lam. So I'll try to clear this, that way we can go back to just the vocab. So let's read again. Assalamu alaikum. Julia?
Assalamu alaikum.
ممتاز. أهلا.
أهلا.
ممتاز. أهلا. Julia?
أهلا.
ممتاز. So, do you remember what أهلا means?
Welcome.
ممتاز. Welcome, and it's also used as hello. So you can say welcome or hello. The funny fact about this word is a lot of students, they say, well, we hear N, but there is no noon here, right? Do you remember that question?
Yeah.
The noon, it comes just from these two dashes, which are two fathas on the alif. When you say ahlan, in English, you are pronouncing the N. In Arabic, you're not placing the N at all. So you're saying ahlan, hello, or welcome, ahlan, ahlan. And to show hospitality and excitement, you have to say it at least 3 times. أهلا 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 مرحبا السلام عليكم. So أهلا is used quite often. The response, if someone says أهلا, what would you say?
أهلا وسهلا.
ممتاز. So that's the other one. We say أهلا وسهلا. And you can, if the first person says أهلا وسهلا, you can also say أهلا. So it's interchangeable. It depends who said what first, and just to create some sort of variety in your speech. There's no accurate order in there. So here we go. أهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. أهلا وسهلا. It's also used to say hello and welcome. If I want to say, I want to welcome you in my house, do you think this would be good to use if I want to say, welcome to my house? So to welcoming you would be Bika or Biki. And then fi in bayti. Which one would you feel comfortable using? Is it أهلا بك في بيتي أو أهلا وسهلا بك في بيتي? Emalia?
Do you mean which one is more appropriate?
Which one would you, I mean, they could be both appropriate, but which one would you feel more comfortable using to welcome someone to your house?
I think I would just say أهلا بيكي في بيتي.
ممتاز. So you can say أهلا بك في بيتي. جيد. And to reinforce the hospitality, you say أهلا وسهلا بك في بيتي. It's like more formal, but both of them are acceptable. So can you read that for me, Julia? So welcome to my house.
بيكي في بيتي.
So what happened to أهلا وسهلا? We place it at the beginning. So if you want to say welcome to my house, you would place أهلا here or أهلا وسهلا here. So can you reread the sentence again?
أهلا وسهلا بك في بيتي.
ممتاز. أهلا وسهلا بك في بيتي. إيماليا.
أهلا وسهلا بك في بيتي.
ممتاز جيد. بك for male and biki for female. جميل جميل جميل. And then we have few more words and they're really interesting because we can also say marhaba for أهلا. There are many ways to welcome people. So marhaba is also welcome. And you can say marhaba, it's like hi or hello. Especially in different dialects, they would say marhaba, hi, marhaba. But you can say marhaban. And you can also use it in the sentence by saying marhaban bika fi bayti. Or marhaban biki fi bayti. So let's practice with marhaban, which is hi or hello.
Does saying marhaba mean hi and marhaban mean hello, or it's just a dialect?
It's if you're using it in a dialect, it says hi, marhaba, marhaba, and you don't say marhaban.
Okay.
You just say marhaba, marhaba. Marhaban is more formal.
Okay.
So every time you put tanween, that's a very good question. Every time you place tanween, it's formal. A lot of native speakers don't place tanween when they speak. So that's why it's hard sometimes to let native speakers teach non-natives because they have questions about tanween, then it's hard to explain if you don't teach the language. But marhaban is formal. So if you have to place it on a flyer or you are sending a letter, you would write marhaban. If you're talking, you say marhaba. So marhaba Imalia.
مرحبا راجع.
جيد. مرحبا رجا. مرحبا Julia.
مرحبا راجع.
ممتاز جميل. So we say marhaba, and then if it's formal we say marhaban, and it has that N sound. Great question. Let's have more space for the other ones. So I'm going to write the words. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 first, and then if you can read them as I write them, then we can add the other vocabulary to this list. So here. تفضلي.
السلام عليكم.
جميل. تفضلي. إيماليا.
تفضلي.
لا. أعيدي. أهلا.
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 أهلا. أهلا.
ممتاز. يلا أعيدي من فضلك يا جوليا.
أهلا وسهلا.
جميل. تفضلي إيمالي. أعيدي من فضلك.
مرحبا. مرحبا.
ممتاز. Which one is formal?
مرحبا.
جميل. This is more formal. جيد. So the other word we have in Unit 1 is أنا. أنا اسمي أو أنا من. أنا. And then the next word we have اسمي. ما معنى أنا? ما معنى. So if I say ما, put a different color. If I say ما معنى, ما معنى is what does it mean? ما معنى. ما معنى اسمي. ما معنى اسمي بالإنجليزية. ما
Name.
معنى اسمي بالإنجليزية؟
Name.
ممتاز.
Or my name is.
جميل جميل. اسمي هذه for my. جيد. كلمة أخرى من. So I said كلمة أخرى. كلمة.
Kalima is word.
ممتاز جميل. أخرى is for other or another. And you see, even أخرى is feminine. Remember how fun it is with Arabic? You have feminine and masculine indications. So kalima, because it's feminine, we're using أخرى. If it was masculine, I would use آخر. So I can say طالب آخر. Remember we used to say that a lot in class? طالب آخر, another student. Or if I'm going to say a female student, which one do you think I should use for other or another?
طالبة أخرى.
ممتاز جميل. So I would say طالبة أخرى, another student. And then I put U, Hamza, and then Dhamma, and then Kha, Ra. We'll try to review those fun sounds. That way we can pronounce them properly. The other word we have in this unit is Medina. See how I'm tracing it? Medina. I'll try to get rid of that green, that way it doesn't confuse. There you go. So Medina. See that? There it is. Okay. ما معنى مدينة بالإنجليزية؟ ما معنى مدينة بالإنجليزية؟
City.
ممتاز جميل. مدينة, city. If I'm going to say another city, which word do you think I can use from what we learned today? Another city.
مدينة أخرى.
جميل. So I would use أخرى. I'll try to put أخرى here. Even if you see this word without short cases, the only indicator that will help you determine whether this is feminine or masculine is the alif maqsura. So if you see a hamza here on this word and you don't see any short cases for you to say ooh, ooh, just remember the sound, how you learned it the first time. You heard me say what?
أخرى.
ممتاز. So you are training yourself to memorize the sound, but at the same time you're looking at the script, because a lot of Arabic script doesn't have short cases in a lot of examples. But those are the indications for you. You see the alif maqsura and then you see the hamza. Whereas the other one, so here I put Medina, that way don't forget to write this. So Medina Ukhra, that means another city. But if I'm going to say country, right? Country is masculine, which is interesting actually. Balad is country. And I want to say another country. What would I add? Or which one should I use? Ukhra or akhar?
آخر.
Mumtaz. So here you have akhar. Look, there is no alif maqsura for you to remember or identify this as masculine, but this will always show, which is the long sound of alif. It's called mamduda, it's expanded. So it's an alif, the regular alif, you know. And then you have this one with hamza, it's just a, but when you have it with that little kind of loop, it's mamduda, it's expanded. That means it's long. So you say آخر, آخر. So بلد آخر, طالب آخر. So let's repeat these two. Actually, more than two. we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's read these sentences, and we're at the same time we're looking at our vocabulary in ألف باء. يلا أعيدي من فضلك يا جوليا الجملة الأولى.
كلمة آخر. Yeah.
Go ahead مرة أخرى.
كلمة أخرى.
ممتاز. كلمة.
كلمة أخرى.
ممتاز. And make sure you pronounce the U. Like pause at the U. Don't go fast with it. So كلمة أخرى. مرة أخرى.
كلمة أخرى.
جميل. تفضلي إيماليا.
كلمة أخرى.
جميل جدا. يلا الجملة الثانية.
طالب آخر.
Remember what we said about this? Is it long or short?
It's long.
So how would you say it? It's ممدودة, expanded.
آخر.
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 Oh, interesting that you said actually آخر. آخر is last. So if you say آخر, it means last. آخر جواب, last answer. آخر جواب. So you would say آخر جواب, that means last answer. But as soon as you place the fatha on top of the kha, آخر, it becomes another. And you would not, let's say you want to say another answer, where would you put answer in this sentence? Would you put it after another or before another in Arabic?
Before.
Great, great. So you would say جواب آخر. ممتاز. Another answer please. جواب آخر من فضلك. So خ, I'm glad actually you said it as خي because I could think now of the word last. So آخر is another, but آخر is the last.
آخر. آخر.
جميل جميل جدا. مرة أخرى أعيدي.
آخر. آخر. آخر.
جميل جدا. جيد. يلا الجملة الثالثة تفضلي.
طالبة أخرى.
ممتاز ممتاز جميل. طالبة أخرى. And see, you didn't even have the short cases and you got it. Because you memorized, and then there are different ways for you to recognize by looking, again, as we said, at Alif Maqsura, and you have Hamza on the Alif. Right? So we'll have a dictation after this class. That way you can see how to memorize these words even without looking at them, which is the dictation part. Great. So the last word is fi. That's it. That's the last word in this unit. It's fi. Let me write it with the same color. Fi. Do you remember what fi means? Fi.
In.
ممتاز. جميل. ممتاز. So here we're going to use verb أسكن, which means ماذا تعني أسكن بالإنجليزية؟ أو ما معنى أسكن بالإنجليزية؟
I live.
ممتاز. جميل. أسكن. So try to use Alif Baa Unit 1 with the verb أسكن. Which words would you place in a sentence?
أنا أسكن في مدينة.
ممتاز. جيد. أنا أسكن في مدينة. I live in a city. But remember, if we're going to write the name of the city, what happens to the ta marbuta?
You say Medina, like emphasis on the T.
ممتاز. We kind of, yeah, exactly. We put an emphasis on the t. And then we say Medinat Tampa. I love using Tampa. مدينة Tampa. So أنا أسكن في مدينة Tampa. If you want to say, I just live in a city. I live in a city. How would you say that?
أنا أسكن في المدينة.
So you can say في مدينة, in a city. So it would just be مدينة. مدينة. And you're not pronouncing the t, period.
Okay, and you don't need L. Like L would be for the city.
Great.
Which I guess sounds kind of.
It is sounds. You used it before. Great. المدينة القديمة. If you're trying to say I live in the old city, anytime you use al, there is a description. So المدينة, just for this example, so أسكن في المدينة, because that's a title of the town. Sometimes it's called المدينة القديمة, the old town, old city. أسكن في المدينة القديمة. Do you remember the opposite of قديمة?
Oh.
Yeah, you're close. You're good. جديد, and that's the dialect. Great. And then we're going to say it's the same sound. You're just placing the short cases differently. الجديدة. المدينة. If you're trying to say I live in New Tampa, that means city of Tampa, right? So أسكن في المدينة الجديدة. So can you say it again, please?
أسكن في المدينة الجديدة.
Are you pronouncing the t here?
I did not.
Okay, good. No,
I'll say it again.
So right here. So المدينة القديمة المدينة الجديدة. See that? And you have ta marbuta. And do you remember the shapes of ta? They're quite interesting. When it's connected, it's attached to the word, it takes this shape. When it's not connected to letters like da, it takes this shape. Right? So المدينة الجديدة المدينة القديمة. We're going to say my name is, and I live in the new city. Can you translate that? Or ترجمة? ما هي الترجمة؟ يلا ما هي الترجمة؟ I live in the new city بالعربية. Or the new town. How could you say that? Or how would you say it?
أنا أسكن في المدينة الجديدة.
ممتاز جميل. أسكن في المدينة الجديدة. جيد جدا. تفضلي مرة أخرى إيماليا. ترجمة.
أسكن في المدينة الجديدة.
Old.
أسكن في المدينة القديمة.
قديمة أو قديمة؟
قديمة.
ممتاز. جميل جدا. جيد ممتاز. Awesome. So that will be all for this class. That way we can leave some time for you to kind of absorb those vocabulary and try to put them in short sentences, just like using the verb أسكن and then مدينة قديمة and any other additional vocabulary that we learned from here. كلمة جديدة, you can play with it, say a new word. كلمة جديدة, an old word. كلمة قديمة. So adjectives, you can place them in different sentences. جواب, جواب is answer. So you have جواب, جواب here, جواب. And then we have أخرى. What else we have? آخر. All right. So any questions about this?
لا.
لا. جيد. So مع السلامة شباب.
شكرا.
شكرا. سلام.